Uh, in this session, Human Health and Disease, Part 2. So, some of the terminologies we will be discuss. Those are 8th one, infection, 9th one, etiology, 10th one, endoparasites, 11th one, virulence, 12th one, endemic disease, 13th, epidemic diseases, 14th, pandemic diseases, 15th, obligatory parasites, 16th, facultative parasites, and 17th, temporary parasites, and 18th, prophylaxis. These are some of the terminologies. We should understand the meaning of these terminologies will be helpful to understand the health and diseases very effectively. The previous part 1, I had given some of the terminologies, and in this part 2, human health and disease, we will discuss a few more terminologies. Those terminologies will be more useful to understand the chapter very well. So let's come to here the infection. So what is the meaning of the infection? The infection meaning is entry and development of organisms in the body of larger organism. Whenever that microorganisms are either virus, bacteria, protozoan, whatever it may be, first it will be entering into the organism on that day two, and the development of the organisms, the replication process, and afterwards some of the proteins it may be developing and creating some of the problems to the whatever that larger organisms. So that's why that infection, the meaning is entry and development of organisms in the body of the larger organisms. And next, ninth one, etiology. So that will be all factors study. So what are those factors responsible for the development of the diseases? So that is nothing but etiology we are calling. Whatever the factors, either it may be physical factors or chemical factors or any genetic materials based upon the type of the organism, either it may be virus, bacteria, protozoans, whatever it may be. So all factors, whatever required to study the development of the diseases, all these factors we need to study before focusing to that particular understanding of the disease as well as the further medicines for that particular disease. So we need to study all these parameters. It's very, very essential. So for that purpose, this terminology will be helpful. Etiology we are calling. And the 10th one is endoparasites. So within the name, we can understand the meaning. Endo, living inside the host. Host is providing the shelter to the particular factor, either it may be a virus, bacteria, pathogens, whatever it may be, that will be creating problem to the living, that will be living in the host area. Host means the whatever animal providing the shelter to that particular microorganisms. So that's a endoparasites we are calling. It will be living only inside of the host because there is no proper development of the systems. So that will be depending upon the host for surviving. And here the 11th one, virulence. The meaning is pathogen ability to damage host tissues. If once entered the microorganisms into the inside of the host or inside of the organisms, whatever providing the shelter, that is we are calling host, and that will be damage the host tissues. The pathogens once entered, and slowly it will be damage the systems based upon the type of the microorganisms. So the host tissues damaging system will be different. And here the 12th one is endemic diseases. The meaning is here particular locality or region or people. Certain diseases will be affecting particular local area, locality or region area, particular people only, and other areas may not be spreading. So such kind of diseases we are calling endemic diseases. And epidemic diseases means a little bit more than the endemic diseases. This rapidly spreads and widely among the population in our area, any particular area, it has been spreading more than if compared with the endemic diseases. So that's nothing but epidemic diseases. And here the pandemic disease. This word we are frequently listening in this particular time area due to the coronavirus. The pandemic disease means a large population area affecting diseases. Large population, it has been some of the countries, or it has been extending, and that's such kind of diseases we are calling the pandemic diseases. And the 15th one is obligatory parasites. These will be survive in a host only. Such kind of parasites we are calling obligatory parasites. If they can't able to survive freely, unable to survive outside because of the proper development of the system, and it will be depending completely surviving in the host only. Such kind of parasites we are calling obligatory parasites. And 16th one is facultative parasites. These are free living and infect host only by accident. Now, obviously, these are the living freely in the environment and by accidentally entered into the host and infecting. So, by accidental point of view, these facultative parasites have the ability to living freely in the environment as well as outside also without host also. But accidentally once affected to the host, and it will be creating problem to the host. And such kind of things we are calling the facultative parasites. And 17th one is temporary parasite, and this will be the whatever the part of the life of the microorganism. Some of these stages can survive acting as a parasite, and sometimes free living also. And some of the part of the life acting as a parasite, some of the part of lives acting as a free living organism. Such kind of parasites we are calling temporary parasites. And 18th one is prophylaxis. The last one, prophylaxis. So that's the meaning is medical or public health procedures that will be useful to prevent the whatever the diseases or problems rather than treat or cure diseases. Prevention is better than the cure, and whatever the treat or cure the diseases. So the prevention is very, very essential to maintain proper health without going further treatment or treat. So that's why that condition we are calling prophylaxis. So any medical procedure, it may be helpful or public health related procedure, so that will be that will be useful to prevent the diseases rather than the treat and cure diseases. So these are the terminologies very, very essential in the health, human health and diseases chapter. Thank you very much.